Question 1. In what year did the Battle of Hastings take place? A. 1066, B. 1215, C. 1348, D. 1588. Answer A. 1066. The Battle of Hastings took place in 1066, marking a pivotal point in English history with the Norman conquest of England. Question 2. Name the document that King John was forced to sign in 1215, limiting the powers of the monarchy. A. The Domesday Book, B. The Magna Carta, C. The Bill of Rights, D. The Royal Charter. Answer B. The Magna Carta. King John was forced to sign the Magna Carta in 1215, which limited the powers of the monarchy and laid the groundwork for modern democracy. Question 3. What is the name of the scientist who developed the theory of evolution through natural selection in the 19th century? A. Isaac Newton, B. Albert Einstein, C. Charles Darwin, D. Michael Faraday. Answer C. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin developed the theory of evolution through natural selection in the 19th century, revolutionizing biological sciences. Question 4. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Margaret Thatcher, B. Theresa May, C. Elizabeth I, D. Mary Wollstonecraft. Answer A. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, serving from 1979 to 1990. Question 5. In what year did women over the age of 30 gain the right to vote in Britain? A. 1918, B. 1928, C. 1945, D. 1969. Answer A. 1918. Women over the age of 30 gained the right to vote in Britain in 1918, a significant milestone in the women's suffrage movement. Question 6. What is the significance of the Magna Carta in British history? A. It established the Church of England. B. It ended the English Civil War. C. It limited the powers of the monarchy. D. It began the Industrial Revolution. Answer C. It limited the powers of the monarchy. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, is significant for limiting the powers of the monarchy and laying the foundations for modern democracy. Question 7. During which war did the Battle of Britain take place? A. The First World War, B. The Second World War, C. The Falklands War, D. The Boer War. Answer B. The Second World War. The Battle of Britain took place during the Second World War, marking a significant turning point in the Allies' favour. Question 8. What was the main objective of the suffragette movement in the early 20th century? A. To end the slave trade. B. To gain equal pay for women. C. To secure the right to vote for women. D. To abolish the monarchy. Answer C. To secure the right to vote for women. The main objective of the suffragette movement was to secure the right to vote for women, a crucial step in the fight for gender equality. Question 9. Who is the author of the famous play Hamlet? A. Jane Austen. B. William Shakespeare. C. Charles Dickens. D. George Orwell. Answer. B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is the author of Hamlet, one of his most famous plays and a masterpiece of English literature. Question 10. What architectural marvel did Sir Christopher Wren design after the Great Fire of London in 1666? A. Buckingham Palace. B. The Shard. C. St. Paul's Cathedral. D. The Tower of London. Answer. C. St. Paul's Cathedral. Sir Christopher Wren designed St. Paul's Cathedral after the Great Fire of London in 1666, an iconic feature of the London skyline. Question 11. In what year did the United Kingdom join the European Union, originally known as the European Economic Community? A. 1957. B. 1973. C. 1992. D. 2004. Answer. B. 1973. The United Kingdom joined the European Union, originally known as the European Economic Community, in 1973. Question 12. Name the ship that famously carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America in 1620. A. The Mayflower. B. The Beagle. C. The Bounty. D. The Victory. Answer. A. The Mayflower. The Mayflower famously carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America in 1620, marking the beginning of significant English settlement in the New World. Question 13. During which period did the Industrial Revolution begin in Britain? A. The 16th century. B. The 17th century. C. The 18th century. D. The 19th century. Answer. C. The 18th century. The Industrial Revolution began in Britain during the 18th century, bringing profound economic, social, and technological changes. Question 14. What landmark legal document, passed in 1689, outlines the rights and liberties of the citizen? A. The Magna Carta. B. The Bill of Rights. C. The Act of Settlement. D. The Charter of Liberties. Answer. B. The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights, passed in 1689, outlines the rights and liberties of the citizen, establishing the constitutional monarchy. Question 15. Which British monarch is associated with the establishment of the Church of England? A. Henry VIII. B. Elizabeth I. C. James I. D. Victoria. Answer. A. Henry VIII. Henry VIII is associated with the establishment of the Church of England, following his break with the Catholic Church in Rome. Question 16. What was the primary reason for the English Civil War in the 17th century? A. Religious differences. B. Economic disparities. C. Political power struggle between the monarchy and Parliament. D. Territorial disputes with France. Answer: C. Political power struggle between the monarchy and Parliament. The primary reason for the English Civil War was a political power struggle between the monarchy and Parliament. Question 17. Who was the reigning monarch during the Victorian era? A. Elizabeth I. B. George III. C. Victoria. D. Edward VII. Answer: C. Victoria. Queen Victoria was the reigning monarch during the Victorian era, a period of significant industrial, cultural, political, scientific, and military change in the United Kingdom. Question 18. Name the act that officially abolished slavery throughout the British Empire in 1833. A. The Emancipation Proclamation. B. The Slavery Abolition Act. C. The Civil Rights Act. D. The Freedom Act. Answer: B. The Slavery Abolition Act. The Slavery Abolition Act of 1833 officially abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. Question 19. In what year did the Great Reform Act, which reformed the British electoral system, pass? A. 1701. B. 1832. C. 1918. D. 1928. Answer: B. 1832. The Great Reform Act, which significantly reformed the British electoral system, was passed in 1832. Question 20. What was the significant scientific contribution of Sir Isaac Newton in the 17th century? A. The theory of relativity. B. The laws of motion and universal gravitation. C. The discovery of penicillin. D. The invention of the steam engine. Answer: B. The laws of motion and universal gravitation. Sir Isaac Newton's significant scientific contribution in the 17th century was the formulation of the laws of motion and universal gravitation. Question 21. Which treaty marked the end of the First World War for Britain and its allies? A. The Treaty of Versailles. B. The Treaty of Paris. C. The Treaty of Westminster. D. The Treaty of Brussels. Answer: A. The Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles marked the end of the First World War for Britain and its allies, imposing penalties and territorial changes on Germany. Question 22. What historical event is commemorated by Guy Fawkes' Night on November 5th? A. The restoration of the monarchy. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer: C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. Guy Fawkes' Night commemorates the Gunpowder Plot of 1605, in which Guy Fawkes and others planned to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Question 23. Who was the British monarch during the American War of Independence? A. George III. B. Elizabeth I. C. Victoria. D. Henry VIII. Answer A. George III. King George III was the British monarch during the American War of Independence, ruling from 1760 to 1820. Question 24. Name the battle in 1314 where Robert the Bruce defeated the English forces. A. The Battle of Hastings. B. The Battle of Agincourt. C. The Battle of Bannockburn. D. The Battle of Culloden. Answer C. The Battle of Bannockburn. In 1314, Robert the Bruce defeated the English forces at the Battle of Bannockburn, a significant Scottish victory in the First War of Scottish Independence. Question 25. What was the primary purpose of the Domesday Book compiled in 1086? A. To record the outcomes of battles. B. To catalogue the monasteries. C. To assess the extent of church lands. D. To survey the wealth and assets of England. Answer D. To survey the wealth and assets of England. The primary purpose of the Domesday Book, compiled in 1086, was to survey the wealth and assets of England for tax assessment purposes. Question 26. In which year did the UK decimalize its currency? A. 1945. B. 1969. C. 1971. D. 1982. Answer C. 1971. The UK decimalised its currency in 1971, transitioning from pounds, shillings and pence to a system based on pounds and pence. Question 27. Who is known as the Bard of Avon? A. Charles Dickens. B. William Shakespeare. C. Geoffrey Chaucer. D. John Milton. Answer B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is known as the Bard of Avon, one of the greatest English writers and dramatists. Question 28. What was Operation Dynamo during the Second World War? A. The first successful use of radar. B. The code-breaking operation at Bletchley Park. C. The evacuation of Allied troops from Dunkirk. D. The bombing campaign against Germany. Answer C. The evacuation of Allied troops from Dunkirk. Operation Dynamo was the code name for the evacuation of Allied troops from Dunkirk, France, in 1940 during the Second World War. Question 29. In which century did the Black Death occur in England? A. The 12th century. B. The 14th century. C. The 16th century. D. The 18th century. Answer B. The 14th century. The Black Death occurred in England in the 14th century, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 1/3 of the population. Question 30. Who discovered penicillin, leading to the development of antibiotics? A. Marie Curie. B. Alexander Fleming. C. Louis Pasteur. D. Isaac Newton. Answer B. Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin in 1928, leading to the development of antibiotics and revolutionizing medicine. Question 31. Name the king executed during the English Civil War. A. Charles I. B. Henry VIII. C. Edward VI. D. James I. Answer. A. Charles I. King Charles I was executed in 1649 during the English Civil War, marking a significant moment in British history. Question 32. What document in 1707 unified England and Scotland? A. The Act of Union. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Bill of Rights. D. The Royal Charter. Answer. A. The Act of Union. The Act of Union in 1707 unified England and Scotland into the Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 33. During which conflict was the charge of the Light Brigade? A. The Napoleonic Wars. B. The Crimean War. C. The First World War. D. The Second World War. Answer. B. The Crimean War. The charge of the Light Brigade occurred during the Crimean War, a disastrous cavalry charge against Russian forces in 1854. Question 34. Who was the first woman to be elected as an MP and take a seat in the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Nancy Astor. C. Emmeline Pankhurst. D. Barbara Castle. Answer. B. Nancy Astor. Nancy Astor was the first woman to be elected as an MP and take a seat in the House of Commons in 1919. Question 35. What is the period of Charles Dickens' novels often used to critique? A. The Victorian era. B. The Elizabethan era. C. The Georgian era. D. The Edwardian era. Answer. A. The Victorian era. Charles Dickens' novels often critique the social conditions of the Victorian era. Question 36. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of the Second World War? A. Winston Churchill. B. Neville Chamberlain. C. Clement Attlee. D. Harold Wilson. Answer. B. Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain was the British Prime Minister at the start of the Second World War, before being succeeded by Winston Churchill. Question 37. In what year did the RMS Titanic sink? A. 1905. B. 1912. C. 1918. D. 1923. Answer. B. 1912. The RMS Titanic sank in 1912 after hitting an iceberg on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. Question 38. What is the oldest university in the English-speaking world? A. Harvard University. B. The University of Oxford. C. The University of Cambridge. D. Yale University. Answer. B. The University of Oxford. The University of Oxford is the oldest university in the English-speaking world, with evidence of teaching as far back as 1096. Question 39. Name the peace treaty that concluded the Revolutionary War in America. A. The Treaty of Paris. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of Ghent. D. The Treaty of Westminster. Answer. A. The Treaty of Paris. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, concluded the Revolutionary War in America, recognizing American independence from Britain. Question 40. Which law, passed in 1967, decriminalized homosexual acts in private between two men over 21 years of age in England and Wales? A. The Civil Partnership Act. B. The Equality Act. C. The Sexual Offences Act. D. The Marriage, Same-Sex Couples Act. Answer. C. The Sexual Offences Act. The Sexual Offences Act of 1967 decriminalized homosexual acts in private between two men over the age of 21 in England and Wales. Question 41. What was the main consequence of the Acts of Union 1800? A. The establishment of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. B. The independence of Ireland from the United Kingdom. C. The creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. D. The dissolution of the Scottish Parliament. Answer. C. The creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. The Acts of Union 1800 led to the creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, merging the kingdoms of Great Britain and Ireland into a single entity. Question 42. Who was known as the Lady with the Lamp during the Crimean War? A. Queen Victoria. B. Florence Nightingale. C. Mary Seacole. D. Elizabeth Fry. Answer. B. Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale was known as the Lady with the Lamp during the Crimean War for her pioneering work in nursing, significantly improving the care of wounded soldiers. Question 43. What historical figure is known for translating the Bible into English for the first time? A. Martin Luther. B. John Wycliffe. C. William Tyndale. D. Thomas More. Answer. C. William Tyndale. William Tyndale is known for translating the Bible into English for the first time from Hebrew and Greek texts, making it accessible to a wider audience. Question 44. In which battle did Admiral Nelson die? A. The Battle of Trafalgar. B. The Battle of the Nile. C. The Battle of Waterloo. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer. A. The Battle of Trafalgar. Admiral Nelson died in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, during which his forces achieved a decisive victory over the combined fleets of France and Spain. Question 45. What was the primary reason for Henry VIII's establishment of the Church of England? A. To introduce Protestantism to England. B. To suppress Catholicism. C. To divorce Catherine of Aragon. D. To consolidate royal power. Answer. C. To divorce Catherine of Aragon. The primary reason for Henry VIII's establishment of the Church of England was to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon, which the Pope refused to permit. Question 46. Which British explorer first arrived in Australia in 1770? A. James Cook. B. Francis Drake. C. Walter Raleigh. D. John Cabot. Answer. A. James Cook. Captain James Cook was the British explorer who first arrived in Australia in 1770, making the first recorded European contact with the eastern coastline of Australia. Question 47. Who wrote the influential economics book, The Wealth of Nations? A. John Maynard Keynes. B. Adam Smith. C. Karl Marx. D. David Ricardo. Answer. B. Adam Smith. Adam Smith wrote The Wealth of Nations, published in 1776, which is considered the foundational work in classical economics. Question 48. Name the first country to grant women the right to vote, an action influenced by the suffragette movement in the UK. A. New Zealand. B. United States. C. United Kingdom. D. Sweden. Answer. A. New Zealand. New Zealand was the first country to grant women the right to vote in 1893, influenced by the suffrage movement, which included efforts by the suffragettes in the UK. Question 49. What was the primary outcome of the Glorious Revolution of 1688? A. The establishment of the Commonwealth. B. The restoration of the monarchy. C. The beginning of the English Civil War. D. The replacement of James II with William III and Mary II. Answer. D. The replacement of James II with William III and Mary II. The primary outcome of the Glorious Revolution was the replacement of King James II with William III and Mary II, leading to the constitutional monarchy in place today. Question 50. Who was the longest reigning monarch of the United Kingdom before Queen Elizabeth II? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George III. C. Queen Elizabeth I. D. King Henry VIII. Answer. A. Queen Victoria. Before Queen Elizabeth II, Queen Victoria was the longest reigning monarch of the United Kingdom, serving from 1837 to 1901. Question 51. Name the treaty that recognized the independence of the United States of America from Britain. A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of Ghent. D. The Treaty of Westminster. Answer. A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 recognized the independence of the United States of America from Britain, ending the American Revolutionary War. Question 52. What year was the National Health Service, NHS, established? A. 1945. B. 1948. C. 1951. D. 1960. Answer. B. 1948. The National Health Service, NHS, was established in 1948, providing healthcare services funded by taxation to all UK residents. Question 53. During which king's reign was the Magna Carta signed? A. Richard I. B. Henry VIII. C. John. D. Edward I. Answer: C. John. The Magna Carta was signed during King John's reign in 1215, limiting the king's power and establishing certain legal rights. Question 54. Who was the British monarch during the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland in 1801? A. George III. B. Victoria. C. Elizabeth I. D. James I. Answer: A. George III. King George III was the British monarch during the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland in 1801 following the Acts of Union. Question 55. What British naval vessel was sunk by a German U-boat in 1915, influencing the USA's entry into World War I? A. HMAS Dreadnought. B. RMS Lusitania. C. HMS Titanic. D. HMES Invincible. Answer: B. RMS Lusitania. The sinking of the RMS Lusitania by a German U-boat in 1915 was a factor influencing the United States' decision to enter World War I. Question 56. Which act, passed in 1918, significantly expanded the electorate by including women for the first time? A. The Equal Franchise Act. B. The Representation of the People Act. C. The Women's Suffrage Act. D. The Electoral Reform Act. Answer: B. The Representation of the People Act. The Representation of the People Act of 1918 significantly expanded the electorate by including women over the age of 30 who met certain property qualifications. Question 57. Name the Prime Minister who played a key role in establishing the welfare state in the UK after the II. A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Harold Wilson. Answer: B. Clement Attlee. Clement Attlee, serving as Prime Minister after World War II, played a key role in establishing the welfare state in the UK, including the creation of the NHS. Question 58. What was the main purpose of the Elizabethan Poor Law of 1601? A. To establish workhouses for the unemployed. B. To provide pensions for the elderly. C. To organize the relief of the poor. D. To penalize vagrancy. Answer: C. To organize the relief of the poor. The Elizabethan Poor Law of 1601 was designed to organize the relief of the poor, marking the start of state-sponsored welfare. Question 59. Who led the Scottish army to victory at the Battle of Bannockburn? A. William Wallace. B. Robert the Bruce. C. James VI. D. Charles Edward Stuart. Answer B. Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce led the Scottish army to victory at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314, a significant event in the Scottish struggle for independence. Question 60. Which famous British ship was the first to circumnavigate the globe under the command of Sir Francis Drake? A. The Mayflower. B. The Beagle. C. The Golden Hind. D. The Mary Rose. Answer C. The Golden Hind. The Golden Hind was the famous British ship that was the first to circumnavigate the globe under the command of Sir Francis Drake in the late 16th century. Question 61. What landmark event in 1969 led to the first UK troops being sent to Northern Ireland? A. The Good Friday Agreement. B. The Easter Rising. C. The Battle of the Boyne. D. The start of the Troubles. Answer D. The start of the Troubles. The start of the Troubles in 1969 led to the first UK troops being sent to Northern Ireland, marking the beginning of a prolonged period of conflict. Question 62. Who was the first Briton to win the Tour de France? A. Chris Froome. B. Bradley Wiggins. C. Mark Cavendish. D. Geraint Thomas. Answer B. Bradley Wiggins. Bradley Wiggins became the first Briton to win the Tour de France in 2012, a historic victory in one of cycling's most prestigious races. Question 63. In what year did the Bank of England issue its first banknotes? A. 1694. B. 1695. C. 1701. D. 1759. Answer A. 1694. The Bank of England issued its first banknotes in 1694, not long after its founding, as a way to manage the national debt. Question 64. Name the British monarch known for the Royal Marriages Act of 1772. A. George III. B. Victoria. C. Elizabeth II. D. Edward VII. Answer A. George III. King George III is known for the Royal Marriages Act of 1772, which required all descendants of George II to seek the sovereign's consent before marriage, with certain exceptions. Question 65. Which British physicist and mathematician is credited with the laws of motion and universal gravitation? A. Albert Einstein. B. Isaac Newton. C. Stephen Hawking. D. Michael Faraday. Answer B. Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton is credited with formulating the laws of motion and universal gravitation in the 17th century, foundational principles of physics. Question 66. What is the significance of the Statute of Puddleham in 1284? A. It annexed Wales to the Crown of England. B. It established the Scottish Parliament. C. It granted independence to the American colonies. D. It unified England and Ireland. Answer A. It annexed Wales to the Crown of England. The Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284 is significant for annexing Wales to the Crown of England, integrating the Welsh legal system into the English framework. Question 67. Who was the British Foreign Secretary responsible for the Balfour Declaration of 1917? A. Winston Churchill. B. Arthur Balfour. C. Neville Chamberlain. D. Anthony Eden. Answer. B. Arthur Balfour. Arthur Balfour, as the British Foreign Secretary, was responsible for the Balfour Declaration of 1917, which expressed support for a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. Question 68. In which year were the slave trade and slavery abolished in the British colonies? A. 1807 for the slave trade and 1833 for slavery. B. 1776 for the slave trade and 1783 for slavery. C. 1820 for the slave trade and 1845 for slavery. D. 1789 for the slave trade and 1794 for slavery. Answer. A. 1807 for the slave trade and 1833 for slavery. The British Parliament abolished the slave trade in 1807 and slavery itself in the British colonies in 1833. Question 69. Who composed the Enigma Variations? A. Edward Elgar. B. Benjamin Britten. C. Ralph Vaughan Williams. D. George Frederick Handel. Answer. A. Edward Elgar. Edward Elgar composed the Enigma Variations in 1899, a set of orchestral variations that have become one of his most famous works. Question 70. What major change did the Reform Act of 1832 bring to the British electoral system? A. It abolished the property requirement for voting. B. It granted women the right to vote. C. It redistributed seats in the House of Commons and expanded the electorate. D. It introduced secret ballots. Answer. C. It redistributed seats in the House of Commons and expanded the electorate. The Reform Act of 1832 made significant changes to the British electoral system, including redistributing seats and expanding the electorate, though it did not yet include universal suffrage. Question 71. Who was the Prime Minister of Britain at the end of the Napoleonic Wars? A. William Pitt the Younger. B. Robert Peel. C. Lord Liverpool. D. Winston Churchill. Answer. C. Lord Liverpool. Lord Liverpool was the Prime Minister of Britain at the end of the Napoleonic Wars, serving from 1812 to 1827. Question 72. What was the primary focus of the Beveridge Report? A. To outline the structure of the National Health Service. B. To recommend the establishment of the welfare state. C. To propose changes to the British educational system. D. To suggest reforms in the banking sector. Answer. B. To recommend the establishment of the welfare state. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942, was instrumental in recommending the establishment of the welfare state in the UK, including the creation of the National Health Service. Question 73. Name the scientist who developed the smallpox vaccine. A. Edward Jenner. B. Louis Pasteur. C. Alexander Fleming. D. Jonas Salk. Answer A. Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner developed the smallpox vaccine in the late 18th century, the world's first vaccine and a major milestone in medical history. Question 74. In which year did the Battle of Agincourt occur? A. 1415. B. 1066. C. 1346. D. 1215. Answer A. 1415. The Battle of Agincourt took place in 1415, a significant English victory over the French during the 100 Years' War. Question 75. Who succeeded Queen Victoria on the British throne? A. Edward VII. B. George V. C. Edward VIII. D. George VI. Answer A. Edward VII. Edward VII succeeded Queen Victoria on the British throne, marking the beginning of the Edwardian era after the long Victorian era. Question 76. What major engineering project was completed under the supervision of Isambard Kingdom Brunel? A. The London Underground. B. The Great Western Railway. C. The Forth Bridge. D. The Thames Tunnel. Answer B. The Great Western Railway. Isambard Kingdom Brunel supervised the completion of the Great Western Railway, one of the great engineering feats of the 19th century. Question 77. Name the treaty that ended the War of the Spanish Succession. A. The Treaty of Utrecht. B. The Treaty of Westphalia. C. The Treaty of Versailles. D. The Treaty of Paris. Answer A. The Treaty of Utrecht. The Treaty of Utrecht, signed in 1713, ended the War of the Spanish Succession and redefined European power dynamics. Question 78. Who was the first female Speaker of the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Nancy Astor. C. Betty Boothroyd. D. Theresa May. Answer C. Betty Boothroyd. Betty Boothroyd became the first female Speaker of the House of Commons in 1992, serving until 2000. Question 79. What significant legal reform did the Married Women's Property Act of 1882 achieve? A. It granted women the right to own property independently of their husbands. B. It allowed women to vote. C. It established equal pay for women. D. It permitted women to divorce their husbands. Answer A. It granted women the right to own property independently of their husbands. The Married Women's Property Act of 1882 was a significant legal reform that allowed married women to own, buy, and sell property in their own right. Question 80. In what year did the Great Fire of London take place? A. 1666. B. 1603. C. 1756. D. 1848. Answer A. 1666. The Great Fire of London took place in 1666, devastating much of the city, but also leading to significant rebuilding, including the construction of St. Paul's Cathedral. Question 81. Who was the reigning monarch when the United Kingdom entered the First World War? A. George V. B. Edward VII. C. Victoria. D. Elizabeth II. Answer A. George V. George V was the reigning monarch when the United Kingdom entered the First World War in 1914. Question 82. Name the first British astronaut to visit the International Space Station. A. Helen Sharman. B. Tim Peake. C. Michael Foale. D. Piers Sellers. Answer B. Tim Peake. Tim Peake was the first British astronaut to visit the International Space Station, doing so in December 2015. Question 83. What was the main import of the 1965 Race Relations Act? A. It established the National Health Service. B. It decriminalized homosexuality. C. It outlawed discrimination on the grounds of race. D. It granted women the right to equal pay. Answer C. It outlawed discrimination on the grounds of race. The 1965 Race Relations Act was significant for outlawing discrimination on the grounds of color, race, or ethnic or national origins in public places. Question 84. In which year did the Suez Crisis occur, significantly affecting British foreign policy? A. 1945. B. 1956. C. 1962. D. 1973. Answer B. 1956. The Suez Crisis occurred in 1956, marking a significant moment in British foreign policy and signalling the decline of Britain's status as a world power. Question 85. Who is credited with inventing the World Wide Web? A. Alan Turing. B. Tim Berners-Lee. C. Bill Gates. D. Steve Jobs. Answer B. Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee is credited with inventing the World Wide Web in 1989, revolutionizing the way information is shared and accessed. Question 86. What was the main purpose of the Corn Laws in the 19th century? A. To encourage domestic agriculture by imposing tariffs on imported grain. B. To establish the Bank of England. C. To abolish the slave trade. D. To reform the electoral system. Answer A. To encourage domestic agriculture by imposing tariffs on imported grain. The Corn Laws were enacted to protect British agriculture by imposing tariffs on imported grain, leading to widespread controversy and eventual repeal in 1846. Question 87. Name the battle in which the English defeated the Spanish Armada. A. The Battle of Hastings. B. The Battle of Trafalgar. C. The Battle of Agincourt. D. The Battle of the Spanish Armada. Answer D. The Battle of the Spanish Armada. The English fleet defeated the Spanish Armada in 1588, marking a significant victory for England and altering the balance of naval power in Europe. Question 88. In which century did the Scottish Wars of Independence take place? A. 13th–14th centuries. B. 14th–15th centuries. C. 15th–16th centuries. D. 16th–17th centuries. Answer A. 13th–14th centuries. The Scottish Wars of Independence were fought in the late 13th and early 14th centuries, leading to Scotland's eventual independence from England. Question 89. Who was the Prime Minister during the Falklands War? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Harold Wilson. C. James Callaghan. D. John Major. Answer A. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister during the Falklands War in 1982, which saw Britain and Argentina in conflict over the Falkland Islands. Question 90. What historical period is known for the introduction of the feudal system in England? A. The Norman Conquest. B. The Elizabethan era. C. The Roman occupation. D. The Viking Age. Answer A. The Norman Conquest. The introduction of the feudal system in England is associated with the Norman Conquest of 1066, which dramatically altered English society and governance. Question 91. Name the legislation that led to the establishment of the Scottish Parliament in 1999. A. The Scotland Act 1998. B. The Act of Union 1707. C. The Magna Carta. D. The Devolution Act. Answer A. The Scotland Act 1998. The Scotland Act 1998 led to the establishment of the Scottish Parliament in 1999, granting Scotland a degree of legislative autonomy. Question 92. In what year was the Magna Carta reissued in its final form? A. 1215. B. 1225. C. 1297. D. 1301. Answer B. 1225. The Magna Carta was reissued in its final form in 1225 under the reign of Henry III, solidifying its place in English legal history. Question 93. Who was the first woman to fly solo from England to Australia? A. Amelia Earhart. B. Bessie Coleman. C. Amy Johnson. D. Harriet Quimby. Answer C. Amy Johnson. Amy Johnson was the first woman to fly solo from England to Australia in 1930, becoming a celebrated aviator and a symbol of pioneering achievement. Question 94. What was the economic policy of Thatcherism primarily known for? A. Nationalisation of key industries. B. Expansion of the welfare state. C. Deregulation and privatisation. D. Increased taxation. Answer C. Deregulation and privatization. Thatcherism is primarily known for its economic policy of deregulation, privatization of state-owned companies, and a free market approach. Question 95. In which year did Britain officially recognize the independence of India? A. 1947. B. 1950. C. 1956. D. 1962. Answer: A. 1947. Britain officially recognized the independence of India in 1947, leading to the end of British rule and the partition of India and Pakistan.